And welcome into our bi-weekly segment, Webchat with the Mayor, Pat Sobeski. Very timely this week, Pat, as City Council held a closed-door meeting last night. Of course, no secret that the Art Gallery, Building 449 Dundas, was on the agenda. And some plans coming forward. What can you tell us about what may happen with that building now?
Well, the meeting last night was really to go over, I've issued a mayor's report, and so we wanted to go over some of the costing numbers. Councillors found a few errors in it, so that's been corrected. But the proposed package now is we've had exploratory talks with Fanshawe. They've been going on, and we have a sense as to direction that they may be acceptable for, and so I'd say a partnership agreement. But the proposal that will be coming before council is that the first floor of the gallery would remain as it was originally planned, as an art gallery. The second floor would be shared with a couple of the common facilities being available for the gallery should they have shows and need the washrooms, that type of thing. The third and fourth floor would be renovated by the college and used for classrooms, and then we'd work some sort of a transfer of ownership of the building to them. But the key there is that the gallery would remain on the first floor as planned. We would then also then move the Community Arts Center, move it over to the old gallery on Hunter Street. We'd be looking at $200,000 in renovations to repurpose that building with about 5 or 6 separate rooms for community art groups to meet. For an additional $200,000, we'd probably be able to add an elevator to the back. So those are sort of some preliminary numbers. So at the end, it's a package where we have an art gallery on the first floor. We then have a community college in the downtown that will bring some, we'll say 200 students to the downtown. We'll have a new arts community center. And I hope that therefore the downtown merchants are excited with the number of people that will be brought to the downtown. So that's what will be coming before council on Thursday evening.
Okay, now let's talk about the second floor. You said it's going to be shared. Can you be a little bit more specific? There are a couple of large classrooms. Would that be Art Gallery classroom space or Fanshawe College classroom space?
Well, the second floor at the front part is what's called a community gallery. So that would occupy the part that faces the street. Then the middle third is offices and washrooms. Kitchen is in there, that's correct. And then the back third is classified as classroom. So that's where the art gallery was thinking of having the community arts center. So that's where in this big room they would have the birthday parties, classes in that area. But it's one big room, and so therefore you could only really have one function or one class going on. By going back to the repurposed building on Hunter Street, you could have 2 birthday parties going on. You could have 2 classes going on. You could have for example, the ceramics organization come in for a month saying we want to do something, and we'd actually be able in a position to lock a room off and have it secure. So the second floor would come to as far as if there's special exhibits that would require the space on the second floor, use of the washrooms, staff use of the kitchenette, those sorts of things we'd be talking to the college about.
Now, where did this idea come from? Is this something that you drafted up yourself or that you worked on with David Creary, or how did this plan come about?
This plan, I mean, we opened it up for people to comment, and we had comments from both ends of the spectrum. We had people that said, you know, you've got to keep the entire building as an art gallery community center. We had the other end of the spectrum of people saying, you know, I wouldn't put a nickel into the art gallery and you should close it up. But in the middle, there was a vast majority of people who said, we can see the benefits of having culture in the downtown, expanded cultural opportunities in the downtown. We can also see the benefits of having a college downtown, because not only does it bring people downtown, but it provides, you know, 200 extra post-secondary opportunities for residents that may be living in Woodstock. So the comments were, can you blend it? Can we get both of them? So that was sort of driving the issue. And the first floor at the gallery, it is purposed as a art gallery. It's got hardwood floors. It is wrapped for the humidity control and everything else. I think the college was probably just thinking maybe of using it for lounge for the staff or lounge for students. So, and they'd had comments, and they had heard from people that there was a need. So, anyways, they decided that if they were to occupy the building, that they'd be prepared to. At least they've left us with the impression they'd be prepared to share it with the art gallery.
Do you think everybody will be appeased by this? The art gallery, community, Fanshawe College, the grant people. Do you see this as a compromise everyone will agree with?
Well, I don't know if everyone will, probably won't have everybody agreeing with it, but again, we're aiming at that group in the middle, the taxpayers who have to fund this. So that's the ones that we're targeting. It's not a proposal that will make everybody happy, but I guess it's again, we're looking to satisfy as many of the stakeholders that are involved with this. It's what's best for the community. And again, we have to structure it in such a way that Infrastructure Ontario, Infrastructure Canada sees that we're still meeting the cultural requirements, which were the original purpose of the infrastructure money.
Sticking with the downtown quickly here, Pat, Council looks to adopt the downtown design guidelines. This has been a process that's been ongoing. How do you see this as changing the downtown in the near future, at least? Well,
what this provides is principles and guidelines for groups to follow when they come to the downtown or we're planning doing things in the downtown. So this guiding principle, for example, it said, what should the city do when the new bus terminal is built, shifting the terminal from the corner of Wellington Street down to where the current Swiss Chalet is? What impact does that have? So these are guidelines to follow. They're not etched in stone, but they're guidelines, principles to follow when you're constructing things in the downtown. So it gets into things such as bike lanes, pedestrian walkways, all those sorts of principles that are important. So it provides a guideline. We've had guidelines, for example, on building facades, which have got outdated. So this is a principle guideline to follow. And as council makes decisions, it will be a document that will be referenced back to.
Well, certainly the evolution of downtown Woodstock continues on a number of fronts, and we thank you for your time today, and looking forward to Thursday night's council meeting.
So am I. Thank you.
Yeah.